Welcome along to our Series 5 walkthrough. Finally, we are coming out with our Series 5 guide. Now, I appreciate it's a bit of delay and people are racing through the series as we speak. However, there is a really good reason as to why our guides are not coming out super fast. Our guides are built on a free to play account, an account with zero spend and very limited books. So we can't go and open crates quick. We can't go and smash through the series. We have to do it by the proper no queue crates. We have to literally open a crate at a time and we have to be strategic. And this is why it is taking longer. But we are finally ready. We have reached Series 6, which means we are now ready for our Series 5 walkthrough. So we take our time. We represent a true value of racing through, and instead of just chucking strategy series for clickbait and for views, we make sure we get it right first time, and that's why I'm going to show you, first of all, our Series 5 setup. So welcome along, Series 5, and we have finally got to grips. It's took a while, and we've leveled up a few parts and drivers, but I really feel we are now in a very good position as to where our drivers are, and where our parts are, that now we start dominating races. So, at the moment, we are into Series 6. We've done a few races to finish off a sprint, and our Series 5, we are pretty much at the end of it. So it's a really good term to now have a look at this. Now, if we go into our account, first of all, let's show you what Series 5 was actually. We had race start and speed for Melbourne. We had race start power unit for Imola. Race start power unit for Singapore, and a race start power unit for Mexico. So 3 of the circuits are race start and power unit. 1 is a race start and speed. So you can prioritize your power unit setup, and you want to use your race start drivers. Now this is the setup that I have found worked well. I lacked a bit of parts on speed, so that is why my cornering does, but these are the levels that I managed to get through with. We've got the Descent, which is a Series 5 part, which we got up to level 3 to be able to complete this series. We've got our DRS part at level 2 as well. And our Mach 2, which is Series 4, is at level 4. So we've got upgrades to do as well, but we're just saving a bit of coins. We've only got 2 million at the moment. Now, the thumbnail showed you Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso is a terrific driver in this series, but if you're like me, you might be thinking, oh yeah, I can't get him. Have you ever moved up to a series and the one DRS or the one driver you cannot get? Well, welcome to my world. I've had to complete Series 5 without Fernando Alonso. And we of course use no boosts too. But we've had to stick with these drivers. So we've gone actually for the Haas pair. Ollie Behrman is going to suit you all the way through, and we've found out that Esteban Ocon seems to work okay because he's got decent tyre management, decent race start, okay qualifying. Now if your Jack Doohan's a decent level, you can also use someone like Jack Doohan, but I'm going to go just all out on that race start. There's only some small differences between overtaking and tyre management. So I'm going to keep Ocon him. It's what it's been working for me. And this is what we're going to go. We're going to take you through 4 circuits. We're going to take you through all of Series 5. We'll start off with whichever track comes first, but we'll have Melbourne, Imola, Singapore, and Mexico to show you the strategies that we take on as well. No boosts, just pure skill and the way that you need to manage these tracks in Series 5. So let's head off to our first race, Mexico City. Now, the one thing I've found on my free-to-play account is I don't tend to get many matchups that are lower on the team score end. So we really do have to trust in our strategy to get the job done. Now, this is a rival who is also higher than us. And you can see we start 18th and 22nd overall. So, what are we going to do? I'm going to go hards for Ocon. I'm going to go mediums for Behrman. Behrman is going to do a free medium, free medium, free medium strategy. And we're going to have Ocon doing a 4 hard, 3 medium, 2 soft to finish this race off. So let's get to it. Let's show you Mexico City and show you how we can absolutely smash this out the park. Let's go to the free-to-play screen. And if you can get a good start, you can get very lucky, because what a start by Ollie Behrman. His decent race start helps him get a catapult of a start, and you can see he's already into P5. Now, Ocon He's going to find it a little bit more tougher to get through the field. He is on the slower tyre, but we've got to play the long game. We've got to believe that our strategy is going to work. And as I say in every single series, you only need to beat your rival. Of course, sprint points help, but to actually progress through a series, you only need to beat your rival. So as we come down the straight, we're going to use a little bit of DRS first time and just see if we can get the odd position. That's just always going to help a little bit. And you can see Behrman into 7th. Ocon still only 20th. And we are about 6 positions behind the rival. So again, we're just going to recoup some power unit. Now Behrman is going to come in on the next lap. But he's got a good head start. The rival is on soft tyres. That means that they have to pit after lap number 2. And they're going to go to hard. So that's why we have to trust the strategy and believe that we are going to pick up the points. Even if it's just beating the rival, that's all that matters. Now on lap 3, because Behrman's coming in the pits, we are going to use DRS earlier and regenerate it on the next lap. We're going to just use everything we can to get a little bit more pace. That little bit of overcut. And you can see Ocon just going backwards, but it's okay. We're going to round the final corner through the stadium sections. We're going to boost out of the final corner. We're going to use a bit of DRS to do so as well. And hopefully we're going to get 3 places. Oh, not quite. We're actually not going to make the 2. But P10 and P12. We are ahead of our rival, which is good. Our car setup's nice. Our drivers are race start drivers to an extent for Ocon. And now, Behrman has his power unit back for the home straight. Don't worry about cars coming past. Use that DRS ability down the straight. That is key. McLaren gets past, not anymore. And then we can push the trigger and we can gain a big advantage up to P7. And Ocon just coming back out. Rival is ahead at the moment. And we can use a little bit of DRS just into the corner. We don't have to use it there. But I've got a good stint on the last stint to use DRS. You can't get it quite every time down that straight. That's the annoying part. Just runs out. So probably target next time around for the full straight. And there we go, into 18th. Behrman, I'm going to keep on medium. He's got DRS. I'm going to be using it this lap. Because we're going to be coming into the pits. And where is Ocon at the minute? 15th. Was 15th. Just lost out. Now we're going to use it. Just to carry the pace. And we're up to P6. Now where is the rival? 10 and 19. Again, just got to beat that rival. That's all we got to focus on. We've got Ocon saving some power unit. He's ahead of one of the cars. He's going to come off this corner. He's going to use the DRS. Now. And we're going to try and get past 2 cars. There you go. Oh, perfect. 3 cars. And now, back to soft tyres. So Behrman doesn't have to pit again. He leads the way. The rival does have to pit again with Behrman. So we are in the lead with this one now. Comfortably. And we have got Ocon coming back into the pits. Behrman will push. He'll take another few cars. And he'll get himself up to P6. And the rival just coming into pit lane. There you go. Ocon holds the advantage. So that's what you got to do is really match it up as a driver matchup is the best way of doing it. Take on one driver versus the other. And the other versus the other. And just kind of race like mini matchups, I would say. I'm using Behrman against their driver 2. Their driver 1 in Hamilton. And I'm using Ocon against their second driver, and I've just got to stay ahead. And that is exactly what we are doing. Mexico, 9 laps this year. We've got Ocon down the straight. No boost used, and he's going to probably get ahead of Alonso, is he here? Not quite. So, we're going to round this off. We're going to use that little bit of DRS down this back bit here, into stadium. And we've got a Ferrari broken down as well. As we round the final corner, we are just going to get the Ferrari. It's P6 for Behrman and P14 for Ocon. And the reason, we can do a free medium, free medium, free medium if you wish, but I choose not to double stack both drivers and eliminate any risk. Mexico. There you go. Two-stop strategy. A free medium, free medium, free medium. The best way to go. If not, and you don't want to double stack, 4 hard, free medium, 2 soft. Absolutely works a treat as well. Our next circuit, and one of the most difficult ones, Singapore. This was one of the easiest tracks in 2024 F1 Clash. Not this time around. 6 laps of pure slow difficulty. And let's see what happens. 17th and 21st. Hajar is a good driver to use if you have him at a decent level. And it's the same strategies. It's going to be a 2 wet, 2 wet, 2 wet. And if you're using the dry, a 2 medium, 2 medium, 2 medium. So, good start required, please, from Ollie Behrman, who gets quoted as a good start. We get stuck behind, that looks like probably Lance Stroll. It is, because Alonso would get away well. Now, into turn 1, we are on the back foot. The rival, luckily, is out at last place, though. The rival got a very good start. Not the best time to get the hiccups, I can tell you that one. But we're going to keep on pushing on this first lap. Always frustrates me how the rival can get away well, not push, and just be stuck not even pushing as well. Always frustrating one, but that is why we love racing. We've got to come through challenges as we go. And we now get past into P14. So it's 14th and 16th. Now remember, you're going to double stack in this race. So what I do recommend is to hold and conserve with one of the drivers throughout the race. Because naturally, you're going to have to double stack. And if you can gain power unit instead, that is going to be a massive help. It will be a huge help. You can see Ocon at the moment, currently on a decent percentage point. He's on, what, 70% and holding up. So you can do your own little hold up, really. And then what we do is we push Behrman away to try and create a big enough gap so that we don't double stack. But we're in a very, very nice position at the moment. We're going to use DRS down the end of this next straight to try and gain a cheeky position. If we get a good exit, which we shouldn't get a too bad exit. Ocon, I'm going to just hold back again. Can we get into 12th? We can. Now, this is where you start to conserve. Because I haven't used DRS on Ocon, but I'm kind of limited. And we're going to try not to double stack too hard. So only about a second. But we are right behind. A couple of places behind the rival. And we come out ahead of the other car, which is crucial as well. Again, fighting them mini battles here. Going to conserve straight away. And we've got another safety car. So this race was pretty much about 1 point in it at this stage. So we're still going to be doing that 2-2-2. We have just pitted. And then what you got to do is work out, is it worth the pit? I would say not. It's not worth the pit at this stage. Generally because the safety car is so fast. And you're not really going to get an extra half a lap of tyres. Your tyres are very painful. And that is why it's good to probably leave this safety car and this race in. It is very tough. Look how quick the safety car is. If you pit on lap 2, or even lap 3, sorry, you are not going to still get an extra 3 laps. I know you're slower behind the safety car, and I know you lose less tyres, but you are not going to be beneficial. Now, we are about 1 point behind the rival at the moment, but I was pretty happy where we were. I was pretty happy indeed. So we're going to resume this race on lap number 4. And going into lap 5, and it'll be a last lap pit stop to the end. So it's going to change a little bit in terms of strategy. But for you at home watching, the key for you is to look where I'm conserving, look where I'm attacking, and all of that kind of fun. That's what you need to be focusing on. So, again, as a reminder, 2 wet, 2 wet, 2 wet in Singapore, and a 2 medium, 2 medium, 2 medium in the dry. Now, we have got a massive gap to the rival. I don't know how we've managed to be so far behind with Behrman, but we are. And now we've got to try and close that gap. So actually, this has made the race a lot tougher now. But the question is, can we hang on against the rival? We have been absolutely done by the safety car, I'd classify that as. We're 3 places behind. And we've got to try and get through. Move for Ocon. He gets past 1 car. And it's time for a pit stop at the end of this lap. Can we survive in Singapore? It will always throw up challenges. The rival has come into the pits as well. What can we do? Ocon's got good power unit. Behrman's coming through Sector 2 at the moment. And yeah, we've still got a big gap. We've been done by the safety car. But is our strategy still going to be okay to win the race? As we've got Behrman coming into the pits. We'll use DRS down this last section here. And where are we going to come out? P11. And then P4. So we were P13. I'm just coming out of the pit lane now. Hanging in the balance this race. There is the rival, P18. And we are literally 1 point behind still. This race is still pretty equal at the moment. Always good to leave in. Make sure you're pushing through these sections here. Save that DRS for this final section where I've shown you. That can be the difference of winning and losing. All about DRS deployment, as there we hit it. Can we... Oh my god, why were we so slow round that corner? We were so slow round that corner. But up the inside we go, into P10. DRS again, down the back straight. Into P15. We do sneak the lead. And we're just going to survive. A very tricky track. A very difficult race, but that is DRS crucial points. Now, I would like to show you the perfect 2-2-2 strategy, but you can see how races can change really quickly, especially around Singapore. Very fast safety car. Do not go and trigger an early stop if you don't have to, because you'll fall massively behind. We get the win, but again, let's clarify. Dry conditions, to medium, 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 and then into wet, to wet, to wet, to wet. That is your strategy in Singapore. It's a trip to Imola next on our strategy guide for Series 5, and we're running through nice and easy. I'd like to say easy. We've had some challenging races, but of course it is challenging, and another race where the team score is higher and we are on the back foot. So the free medium, free medium, free medium strategy is very, very good around this circuit. We are going to go for the 4 hard, 3 medium, 2 soft as well. You can do both drivers onto a free medium if you wish. But remember, you've got to watch the double stack. Let's see if we get a good start then. We're looking for Behrman on an average start. Again, Stroll gets in the way, but we get away okay. It's not massively progressive, but the rival using Jack Doohan is always in for a worse start than us. And we are now 15th and going places as well. Always attack on lap number 1. We'll have DRS available in a lap's time. And we're going to keep on pushing in sections on lap 1 to see if we can make moves, because then we can get ahead of the rival and stay ahead. Into the chicane. Nice, lovely P12. So we've moved ourselves 4 cars clear now. And we go down the straight. So down the straight we go. We're going to use a sprinkling of DRS to see if we can just get past a car or two. And we can... Can we? No, we can't. We just couldn't get the move done. Usually you can push through 1 or 2. But not that time. Ocon's didn't look like it deployed. So saves us a little bit of DRS. Now what we'll do is we'll save that up for the big attacks down the straight. The straights are the best place to use them. Behrman, for the rival starting to fly ahead. He's made about 3 or 4 cars there. And now Ocon, you should see, be able to hit that DRS straight out of the corner. That's the best play to use it. You get a nice top speed. And look at the gap that we've closed. But hard tyres are going to be, of course, slower. And we've got about 4 cars in between us and the rival. But we're going to focus on a bit of power unit saving at times. But we're going to use a DRS here, because we're going to trigger this next lap anyway. We're not going to be able to use it. And that is an extra car, 2 cars, that we're going to get past by the time we pit. So in we come with Behrman. Now, the long strategy, we can just get 4 hards here for Ocon, just about. And a bit of DRS dosage as well. is going to get us into the top 10. Making sure we don't double stack. The rival is onto softs. They're only going to do potentially 2 laps. You can get free softs. I would say that a level 6 Bearman would get you free softs around here. And he is now DRS ready. Ocon going to move on to some faster tyres. Who's currently in P11. Just about to run out actually. But he's going to manage 4 hards quite nicely. Rival's got the cars in the middle of us. Get to the straight. Hit the DRS. Let's try and close on the rival if we can. There's Alonso coming out. And that is us into P10 at the moment. 2 points behind that car ahead. We're about level on points at the moment. It's very, very close. And that is now us back into the lead. Ocon's out on the medium tyres. And this race is flipping more than a burger. Or a pancake, depending on which one you want. So P10. DRS not quite fully available here for Bearman. We are going to use a little bit of it though. And get ourselves passed into P7. Ocon again. Time to use that DRS down the straight. And we do into 14th. Now I feel like we are starting to get the upper hand in this duel. Definitely starting to get the upper hand. Rival Bearman has good power unit levels. But this Ocon now starting to come into play. We started on the slower compound. And now we're starting to make some moves. Because Bearman's in for his final stop. Ocon rounds the final corner. And he'll get a nice usage of DRS down the straight. Just extends through a little bit. And he is up to 11th. He'll come back for soft tyres. Still got a pit, of course. And Bearman being behind the rival, who is on softs. Now, that is an interesting one because they are not really, unless they're running level 6, not really going to get the free softs here. So, have we been handed victory if they go too soft? Or are we going to have to overtake some ran out of tyres at the end? That's the key. Again, just round that corner. DRS enabled. Ocon is in. And then just save some power unit at the end. Rival is in as well, but they're only just hit the marks. Now, I don't think they can quite get free softs. So I think we've still got a chance here. So that's why I'm saving a lot of power unit. Ocon is out, but he's struggling on power unit. I don't think that rival can, and that is why we don't usually go for free softs. Doesn't really work too good around these levels. And the rival does carry on. Now, I would expect them to struggle here. I'm using DRS a little bit later than I would want. But it's the best place to use it. I've never quite done what I have with Ocon and used it from a mile back. But there you go, up to P12. Now, I do believe this rival will run out. This is why I didn't go for softs. Just a shame we are a little bit too slow. But they should now be out of tyres. They are. And we should be able to mop up the victory. There you go. That is why strategy is key. Never give up on strategy. Because Ocon is going to help us come through as well. He's going to come up to 12th. So he did well on that tyre. And he does manage to just finish in P12. So, Imola, free medium, free medium, free medium is the strategy. You can go ahead and do a 4 hard, 3 medium, 2 soft, or a 2 soft, 3 medium, 4 hard. If you don't want to or don't worry about the double stack, a 3 medium, 3 medium, 3 medium is key, but that is up to you to then manage those 2 drivers. Now going down under to Australia for our final race of this Series 5 walkthrough on the free-to-play account and using 0 boosts to do it as well. And let's see where we qualify. Now this is notoriously a difficult track because we do not have a speed setup. Speed is our lowest one of the lot. So We're going to go for that 3 medium, 3 medium, 3 medium again, and the 4 hard, 3 medium, 2 soft. You should be used to this strategy by now. It is a very key strategy, and it happens on all of the 9-lap circuits in this series. Mexico, Australia, and Imola. It's all the same. All the same strategies. Now, we get a good start. Look at Behrman. That is why he's so crucial and gets a beautiful start up to 10th place. Ocon, who's running their medium tyres, only good enough for 17th at the moment, but he'll hopefully come back in this race. And we have got a perfect start up to P8. Now, Ocon into P15. This is looking a tremendous start so far. Now, expect us to go backwards because we are on the slower tyres, especially on that Behrman hard. We are expected to drop. And there you go. Alonso, with that race start advantage, already eating us up. Now, the one thing that you need to remember around this circuit,
like there's a new follower.
as Gotrix has hit the follow while we're recording, is soft tyres are only 2 laps, pretty much, on the tyre management that we run. So I'm not concerned about that rival getting ahead, because they are only on 2 softs. They're going to fall quickly behind, and you can see the pace difference between the hards and Antonelli coming through. He is on hards as well. That Mercedes, just far too quick for us, it seems. Now, out of the final corner, a bit of DRS. Rival looks a little bit stronger than us, but now it's time for us to have a squeeze of DRS down the straight. There you go. Taking that position back. And we'll be into the pits this time around. Now, what you find is bots do tend to use the DRS not in the best areas, and that does work out in our favour. They will pass us. They are quicker by the look of it, but strategy has got to be key here. We have got to absolutely make sure our strategy is the one that wins us this race. So Behrman continues. And he's going to be coming into the pits on this lap. Ocon behind the rival. But we're going to play the long game. Again, it's going to be one of them where we're just fighting the rival every lap. We're just trying to play 1v1 pretty much. But look at the gap currently Behrman has over the softs. And that soft is going to have to pit this lap again. Doesn't work, that strategy. And we definitely are on the back foot. This is definitely a hard matchup we've got. As Behrman now into the pits. And rival is into the pits. We told you that as well. As Hulkenberg breaks down. And let's get that move done. So there we go. Into 13th and 17th. DRS. Not as effective around this circuit. Only really down the home straight. So that is why we're trying to save it for that home straight. You can see if we used it more, we'd probably be better. But I like to use it on this one place only, because it is a lot better. Out of that corner. And you don't quite get it back the same time every single lap either. You can see there, look, just running out. I will use it on this next part for you, just to show you. You don't quite get your top speed down that straight. You don't really want to use it down there. So Behrman can carry on. It's Ocon now who needs to come to mediums. And he's about matching the rival. And we've got about a couple of points in hand. Still very close. You can see DRS just not ready. As we come through. I'm going to use it on the final corners into pit next time round. So Ocon pits. Rival's gone to hards. We're going for that 3 medium strategy. This is a tough matchup. But I feel like we're doing okay at the moment. We're doing okay. Rival's fast. And this is where I wanted to use it. I just kind of forgot a little bit. You want to use it just in that back section, because you're not going to use it on the next lap until the end anyway. And now soft tyres for Behrman. That is key. Should be okay in this race. Trust the process. There goes the rival, but they're going to have to pit. Ocon's DRS turn outside of that corner as well. You can see we pick up the most speed, up to 180 mile per hour nearly. And we are right back on the rival's tail. And it lasts for quite a long time. Conserve it down with Bearman. Rival is going to pit. We are good. 9 laps. We know our strategy. You should know it by now. Easy. Don't worry about this. We're going to get Sonoda. We're going to power with DRS and take 12th place. Rival goes to softs. It's a little bit too late for that strategy because we are going to be potentially victorious here. And what a race it was where the rival seemed faster, but we had the strategy. So if you've got a better car than I have, you're going to be great in this series. Or better drivers. And we're going to let the rival pass. There's no harm in that. He's going to be quicker than us anyway. And what I'm going to do is just have a little bit of fun with this one. Let's just try and push out of this corner. Make sure we keep ahead. And we do. We do keep ahead. We were never going to keep them at bay. But we do take a wonderful race victory in Australia. Free medium, free medium, free medium on a 9-lap circuit. Same on the driver too if you can. If not, split it with the strategy that we give you. And that is a pretty much decent way to fill up the flags then in Series 5. Only 10 flags to go until we max out Series 5 with them 4 wins in this series to which we have just shown you. But job done. Our next series to come is Series 6, and that is all about power unit in this series. And we're going to have to get our, hopefully, overtaking boots on as well, it seems. Hopefully some better luck in Series 6. But to summarise on Series 5, if it's a 9-lap circuit, a free medium, free medium, free medium is the top strategy, unless you're using a tyre boost, which will give you the free soft strategy. If you want to do the non-double stack way, you can use a 4 hard, 3 medium, 2 soft, or you can run it in the opposite way, the 2 soft, 3 medium, 4 hard. And then when it comes to Singapore, it is either going to be 222 in the wet or 222 in the dry using the medium tyres. Series 5, if you've got this man, he is an absolute dream. I had to do it without him. Fernando Alonso is your key unlock for Series 5 race start.